Then. Right, it's time to get my next special guest. It's been a few weeks now. Welcome to my show and all my listeners. We have introduced on my show Duncan and Simon. They're from an outfit called TV Pins. Welcome to my radio show. Here to just introduce you on and talk about your new single. How are we doing today? How's life treating you both?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Happy to be here and really happy to talk about the band and music. And it's one of my favorite things.
Great, nice to meet you, Simon. I've also got Duncan on the other line as well.
Hey there, Dan. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. And just wanted to ask, the TV pins, are they situated in the Midlands or do you cover further field?
Well, we've got because COVID sort of sent the original members of the band all around the country, and then we fortunately acquired a really great new singer, James, in Stratford-upon-Avon in the West Midlands, where Simon lives now, and our drummer lives in Wales. And then we got a new keyboard player and singer. She's from Manchester, and now we recently got a new keyboard player as well as our original one from London too. So yeah, we're kind of well, I think we're international. We've got someone from Wales, haven't we?
That counts. Yeah.
Cool. And would you say the TV pins, they've been around for some time now, but the lineup's changed over the years?
Yeah. I mean, it feels like, it really feels like we're a new band. I mean, we've done one album. That's which we recorded a few years ago. But that was only came out last year, and we're really on tour. Our second tour and our second recording is being done. And the lineup now is, I would say, a new lineup, really, with sort of two of the band members really sort of on their first footing, really.
That's amazing. And did you feel that you always had the passion to work in like the music as a band?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll just go first. I mean, Duncan and I've known each other for a long time, and I think we managed to be crossing pathways in different bands across the years. I always tell people I've never not been in a band, like from the age of 15. I've been in a band every day. Being in a band to me is what music is about: collaborating, sharing, learning from each other, and also getting better and having a laugh. That's what it is for me. And we've been doing it a while, but songwriting, this still feels like a new project, interestingly.
Cool. And I'll throw a question to Duncan. You probably will know this. I'm sure you'll know this. My next question, of course, coming up with a band's name is perhaps one of the most crucial things when you're starting out. How did you find the name for the band, the TV Pins?
I think we did the usual thing where everyone goes, right, let's put some names ahead, and everyone goes, no, 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 and then Miles, our drummer, put up TV Pins, and we were kind of like, I like that, I like that. You can read some things into it. People have come out with up some unusual suggestions as to what it means, but I like it in the fact that it's not like there's not a name like that. You think, oh, it's another band's name that sounds like TV Pins. It's fairly individual, and I think whether you like it or not, it will stick in your head. It seems to work for us, and we're happy with it.
That's great. Like it's a very quirky name,
Ooh,
some
you
might
think so?
say.
Ah,
Because when you say pins, you might think legs or skittles.
yes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah, but we've had loads of imagery around sort of 10-pin bowling or kind of like, different types of pin that we thought kind of work. But I think it's sort of, I don't know, to me, it's something direct as well. A bit like you stick a pin badge on you and that sort of thing. It's an identity.
Yeah. Great. And would you say your music has traces of alternative indie pop rock on there?
definitely. I think we've got three writers in the band, myself, Simon, and Miles, and I think that's the strength of the band. Really, is we all come from different sensibilities. Simon writes in a much more sort of pop way. Uh, I write across a few kind of styles, and Miles brings a lot of gravitas to it, a lot of 80s synth stuff. But there's bits of country, there's bits of rock, there's bits of everything in the sound, and I think the album reflects that really well. There's no track where you're going, oh, another track like this. It keeps moving
Yeah.
on, slightly
And then
different.
and then what I think links that, I mean, maybe Duncan will agree, is like vocal harmonies, because we all write in different ways, but often our songs will often have vocal harmonies in it, which I think defines TV Pins for me quite a lot in the pop rock, alt pop rock world that we're in. Is we do vocal harmonies really well. We've got sometimes five or six of us sing at once, which is quite rare, I think, these days.
That's
Yeah,
nice. Love harmonies. and a nice little blend of everything by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And one of the reasons I got you on my show was to talk about a new single, your campaign. It's called the Magpie Eyes.
Magpie Eyes, yeah. Well, that was our first single, and if you've heard it, have you heard the tune?
Yes, I have actually.
Yeah, good. Well, hope you enjoyed it. I mean, so it's a kind of, I guess it was kind of like a synthesis of sort of 1960s pop, Beatles pop, and 1990s pop, like Crowded House and other bands like the Supernaturals and the Posies. I used to think about it, which I wanted to write something catchy, a bit like a kind of busking song as well that you could play on an acoustic guitar and a cajon or something as well. And Duncan came up with a brilliant jangly guitar part for it that I think has made it quite distinctive.
And would you agree this is a perfect song for radio?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a very instant song. I think judging by uh, the hits we've had on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff, I think that's our top one, Simon, isn't it? It's probably got the most
Yeah,
most.
at the moment, yeah, that's still got the most streams and the most sort of thing. I think it's quite memorable. I mean, the whole point is trying to write something that sticks in the mind, isn't it? When you're trying to write melodies
Yeah, it
and
always.
and I think we achieved it with that one. Yeah, it's a nice blend of the band.
What's
And I
the
think
feeling like when you hear your song being played back on radio, or when someone tells you they've listened to your song featured on a playlist?
oh, it's great. It's a real treat, isn't it? I mean, that's what we've always been into since we were like teenagers, and it's really nice to sort of come back, still writing original music with a sort of band that spans age groups and generations and still doing it. So it feels like kind of doing the thing you started doing when you were 14, 15. You're still doing it, but you've got a lot more experience behind you. You've got a lot more know-how. And then just, when people enjoy your music, that's what it's all about. It's connecting with your audience. And of course, radio is the best way to connect with new people who haven't heard you.
100%. And sorry, Simon, you go. You wanted to say
Yeah,
something?
I was just going to echo you, Dan, 100%. Yeah, I mean, radio for me is still it's really validating because it's what I listen to and how I discovered pop music and songs, and so you feel immense pride, and I really love it when it can reach people who you might not necessarily be able to target in other ways, from streaming or something like that. They might just have the radio on and hear it and go, "I like that song."
Mm. It's a powerful medium, radio, because you get hospital radio as well, and it's very therapeutic for people who like inpatients. They listen to
Yeah.
the radio.
Mm.
Exactly.
And it's sort of, yeah, it's never been ousted by TV and all the other things because it's got its own place, isn't it? There's a place you listen to radio. There's, like you say, like if you're in a hospital bed, you can listen to radio. If you're driving, you can listen to the radio, and it's sort of, yeah, it's where I pick up most of my new music, listening to DJs that I like, or putting the radio on and finding tracks that that do something for you.
That's cool. Not so much a musical question, but have you had any run-ins or stories you like to share to do with magpies?
Oh God! All right, I'll do that one. I suppose. Yeah. So actually, the song that as it is now was actually written in Australia, and I found that quite interesting because the Australian magpies look a bit different to ours. I don't know whether Dunk can back that up because we've got an Australia
It's
connection
true.
in the band.
They've got a different set of clothing out there.
Different set of clothing, yeah, a bit more beach wear, a little bit more kind of casual. Um,
Housing.
but yeah, and then the thing that connected it was, there's this history or sort of mythology about magpies stealing things, taking eggs from other birds or taking shiny things, and the kind of character that that we're singing about in that song is somebody like that. So I quite like the metaphor that of somebody coming along and taking stuff, whether it's either a thing or part of your personality or something that you hold to your heart, dear to your heart. So yeah, I always when I see a magpie, I do think of that rhyme as well that was kind of in the lyrics.
Just thinking about what you said there, translating it into song, it makes sense now.
Yeah. Mm.
And
But
what
I
was
also
it?
kind of
Yeah,
like, sorry, I like the idea of kind of nursery rhymes. I love that. I love the idea that things are universal. Like, how we sometimes struggle to remember jokes or struggle to remember stories, but people remember things like that from childhood. And and that's what songs are really. They're a bit like nursery rhymes. They're things that you can in the lyric you can remember something and it means something.
My next question was going to ask, what was the recording process like putting together your new single Magpie Eyes? Just going into the studio and the length of time it took to record and to who you worked with to laying down the tracks.
It was magnificent because it was the first time we've ever took some real time out and went to a brilliant residential studio in a farmhouse in the middle of Wales, in the middle of nowhere. And we were there for 7 whole days and nights. You just do a massive Sainsbury's delivery, get all your stuff there, and it's just so much nicer to go and work there. You do your day's work, and then you sort of eat, and then you hang out in the evening, and then you can just really concentrate on what you're doing. So we recorded the basis of the whole 12-track album in 7 days up there, and then as it was being edited down, came and did various overdubs to it. But yeah, and got a brilliant mixer called John Catlin to finish the tracks off, and so we're really super pleased with them. They still, even 2 years later, still completely happy with every track on that album.
And with this time of year, we have a lot of festivals going around in the area and beyond. Have you managed to perform this song to a live audience?
Yeah, we have. In fact, I think festivals is a good link here because one of the things I wanted to do with it is to kind of write songs that people would listen to on a sunny day in a festival. That would be the sort of my ambition. And Magpie Eyes, I think, has worked with that. We played Camp Festival, which is a your UK festival down on the south coast. We have played. We're playing actually some festivals this year. We're playing at Lake Fest, which is a big festival headlined by Echo and the Bunnymen and Faithless. And we're playing a few sort of smaller festivals in the West Midlands to kind of build up our fan base. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. What do you think, Dunk? Oh, the Also Festival where we first played, of course.
Yeah, played the Also Festival. We've got a small festival called Wellfest on Saturday in Stratford upon Avon area. Um, and we've got a UK tour coming up starting on September the 26th.
Yeah, that's amazing. And where's best for people to follow you, like websites or social media, where people can just check where you're playing at?
I think Instagram is probably the best, isn't it? That's the one. We've got Instagram and
Yeah,
Facebook.
we're on Facebook, Instagram, I believe TikTok as well. We obviously you've got Spotify and Apple Music if you want to download the stream, and Bandcamp if you'd like to buy some of our stuff. Our album is available there. And there's this, the link tree link, which I think is a nice format for just getting everything on one.
Mm.
But please get in contact with us if you'd like to come to a gig or you'd like to know any more information. We'd be happy to speak to you.
That's great. I think that's everything I wanted to ask you both today, joined by Duncan and Simon on my radio show here in the UK. Thanks for hopping on just for a chat to find out more about yourselves and promote your new single as well, which we'll put the links on below for my channel there. And then for my radio show, we can get that on now for you. All right.
Thanks,
Great.
Dan.
No
Lovely
worries. You're most welcome.